Hello, family in Christ. I am so excited that you're joining me in my studio today. We're starting a new study at Bible Stories from the Heart called New Beginnings. It starts with the story of how a woman is caught in adultery, but Jesus pulls her away from the crowd that's stoning her and gives her a second chance and declares her sins gone. We all have that chance as well every single day. When we go to Jesus and confess our sins, He cleanses us with a fresh start every single day. Isn't that an amazing, amazing gift? So this study, we're also going to be using a canvas and talking about how we're going to give this canvas a fresh start. So I went to Goodwill and picked up this canvas. Somebody didn't like it. Who knows if it was a gift to them, if it was their own painting, but whatever reason it was, they decided it wasn't something that they wanted in their home anymore. So I was able to pick this up for like $2, I think, something super, super cheap, and we're going to give it a brand new life. So the first thing we need to do is take like a soft cloth or Kleenex or something, and we're just going to dust it off. Who knows what got on it at Goodwill, right? So we're just going to kind of dust that off, make sure there's nothing on there. Oh, and you can see there's some little brown goo on there. We don't want that. Next thing we're going to do is I picked up some fine sandpaper. This is from 3M, any kind works. But you just want to fine. It doesn't need to do anything crazy on here. What we're going to do is just rough up that surface, so that the gesso, when we go to apply that and give this a nice, clean, fresh white base for our next painting, the sandpaper is going to give the gesso a place to adhere to. So, and we don't need this whole big piece, so I'm just going to rip off a chunk. You can kind of see as you go that it's pulling up if there were spots that had lots of paint that had built up, and it's leaving some white specks. There we go. So you can see that I didn't try to get off the painting. I didn't try and remove what was there before. I'm just roughing it up, but it is very dirty again now. So now what I need to do is dust it one more time. So we're just going to wipe that extra paint down. I'm going to clean up my surface a little bit underneath there. I'm going to take one more clean one. And just do a nice, even swipe all the way down. There we go. Get some of that other dust off of there. Super. There we go. So it is ready for the next step, which is going to be applying what is called gesso. It's spelled G-E-S-S-O. This is what artists use to prepare any canvas, whether you're reusing one or whether you're using a fresh piece of canvas. What the gesso does is it creates a barrier so that it takes less paint and less soaks into the canvas. So it creates just a nice, simple base and a clear white area where you can start building up a whole new painting. I have my big industrial size. As you can see, we reuse canvases all the time at our house. And my daughter is an artist also. And we have found that the cheapest way to pick up really big canvases is to go to craft stores and where they're like 80-90% off the ones that somebody didn't want, or to pick them up at Goodwill, thrift stores, all those kinds of things. So we do this actually fairly often and give new life to these old canvases that didn't appeal to somebody else. So, ooh, it's nice and big and thick. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, so you can we buy it in this really big jug. You don't have to get it that big. You can pick it up at any of your like big box discount stores, craft stores, and you can get a smaller one. It won't take nearly as much as you think. I just put it on a paper plate. Pie plates work great, whatever you want to use to pour that out on. And then we're going to use a sponge brush because this won't leave bristles behind in it, and it'll give us a nice clean surface. So we're just going to go in, and we want a fairly thick, you want it thick but yet thin. We want it even. That's what I should say. We want an even coat this first time. And it's going to take 2 or 3 layers even to get this entire canvas covered. So just like us, since we're using the canvas as a metaphor, we sin all the time. We're human. No matter what we think, we're not perfect. We're never going to be. We're never going to be free of sin until we're in heaven with Jesus, right? So it takes several layers. It takes several times of Jesus cleansing us. That's why we should confess that we need Jesus every single day. So I'm trying to keep my brush strokes going pretty much the same direction. And you can see that already, even though this is a very thin coat, you can see the image through there. But it is definitely disappearing. Some nice gentle brush strokes. And there we go. That's all it takes. I'm going to go back and smooth it just a little bit. All right, and I'm going to pause and I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll come back and add another layer of the gesso.